Welcome to AdsGenda, where innovation, strategy, and your business goals unite to transform your digital marketing journey. Hi, I'm Joe, and today I'm your navigator on this exciting expedition. I'm thrilled to introduce you the module 1 of our groundbreaking course, E-commerce and Google Ads: How Shopping Campaigns Work. This isn't just a course, it's your initiation into a community where challenges transform into opportunities and aspirations into achievements. So, before we get into the steps of how to set up a Google Shopping campaign, you first need to understand the basics of how shopping campaigns work under the hood. There is a big difference between search campaigns and shopping campaigns in Google Ads. For search campaigns, you select the keywords that you want Google to use in order to trigger your ads. You're allowed to select these keywords for search campaigns, but that's not the case for shopping campaigns. You see, for shopping campaigns, Google decides which search terms to use to trigger your ads. So, there are two different key factors that comes into play when Google decides what to trigger, right? Or when to trigger, based on what. So these two triggers are actually product description and product titles. So you see that is correlated. Product description and product titles are very important part when you're going for Google shopping campaigns because they get extracted and they help trigger the ads. So for instance, if you have a wrong product description and a mismatched product title, then it will trigger the ads but in a wrongful manner, and you're going to lose your money on Google Ads. I have had many clients in AdsGenda that keep complaining things like before they came into AdsGenda, like they lose a lot of money doing Google shopping ads, and they felt like in a way that the Google shopping ads doesn't work. But when we went ahead and went through their ads campaign, what I found is there's a lot of campaigns that have product description and product titles mismatched. That's just one case scenario how bad it can get. So, guys, product description and product titles are two major factors when it comes to Google shopping campaigns. We gotta make sure that these are not mismatched, they are correct and on point. So, in order for us to start Google shopping ads, we will need to make sure that we set up and link our Google Merchant Center with our Google Ads account. So Google Merchant Center is a different territory than what Google Ads account is, but both of them are linked. So we cannot go ahead and start Google Shopping ads without our Google Merchant Center set up, right? So now let's talk about what are the important parts of Google Merchant Center that we have to be careful about. The first one is setting up our shopping titles and description, like we already discussed. So we cannot let our shopping titles and descriptions go wrong or mismatched. Because if that happens, Google Ads pulls in the information from Google Merchant Center and the ads get triggered in a wrongful manner. And that is losing money, just like how we discussed before. So we gotta make sure that our shopping titles and descriptions are on point. The second important thing is we have to worry about our shipping, tax, currency rules, etc. within our merchant center. Do you know that the shopping, the sites like Shopify actually automatically generates our product feed, and that is by Google Merchant Center. They pull in the information from Google Merchant Center. So Google Merchant Center is actually acting as a source, and we have to make sure that the data that we allow the Google account to pull from our Google Merchant Center is correct. Now, what are the things that goes inside Google Ads account? So here is where we run our Google shopping campaigns. Google Ads account allows us to set up our campaign budget, targeting options like locations, demographics, audiences, bidding strategy, all that is wrapped in Google Ads account. And also Google Ads account allows us to optimize our ads. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about how these shopping ads look like. Let me just go here and go for running shoes. So as you can see, I just typed in a query. The keyword is running shoes. So as soon as I went with this keyword, the first thing appeared is the Google Shopping ads. This is what the customer or the shopper will see. When you do a search in Google, the ad results are usually presented with only 20 characters. If you can see this, the Google Shopping ads are presented with only 20 characters, a price tag, and an image. They might not even see the product description. So now, if they were to click on this arrow button on the right, this ad's layout slides to present with more product information. Or they go over to the shopping tab here. That's when they see more larger view of the ads. So I just want you to understand how people would navigate in order to see ads. Now, one of the one of the most important benefit of Google Shopping ads is that they appear above Google paid search ads and organic results. Even though if your website is ranking organically on the top, still shopping ads will become more important as they appear above the organic results and search ads with images, giving more exposure right away. But you do need to be aware that competitors can very easily undercut your price through running sales with even smaller discount on the price. So before you know, you will be dragged into a price war. In many cases, you might not come out as winner, especially if you're going head to head against a bigger competitor with deeper pockets to spend on ads. As we'll be going further into this course, I will be showing you some different strategies how to overcome this situation, how to avoid the price war. Because as you can see here, there are a number of different ads listed, right? So, for example, if you had a Nike Juniper Trail 2 selling at 1,800 baht, and someone else came in and they are selling for 1,750 baht, the same product, then there is already a price competition, a price war, right? That is what exactly we need to avoid because we're talking about Google Shopping ads here. Now let's discuss on the factors that affect the rank of Google ads. The shopping ads. Similar to Google search, the good news is that in Google Shopping, the highest bid does not always win. With Google taking three main factors into account. Let's see what these factors are. So the first one is bid. The first factor is bid. Now, the second being relevance. And would you guess what the third one is? The third one is marketplace. So these are the three factors that rank our Google Shopping ads. Now, breaking it down more further, the first factor affecting the rank of our shopping ads is our bid and bid strategy. Your bid and bid strategy relates to the amount that you are willing to pay per click, PPC, when someone clicks on your ad and you have two options. What are the two options? The first option being manual bidding strategy in Google Ads. This is where you set the maximum amount that you are willing to pay per click. And then there are some tips that I would like to touch on how to use effectively this manual bidding strategy in Google Shopping ads. Let's see the things on how and why. So the first thing is segmentation of your campaigns. We gotta segment our ad campaigns based on product categories, geographic locations, or audience, the demographics. Why? Because it allows us for customized bids for different segments, ensuring that each bid is tailored to the specific performance metrics and competitive landscape of that specific segment. You see how powerful it gets. Then, also, it is very mandatory for us to monitor ad performance and adjust the bids regularly. Why? Because the market and competition are always dynamic. So regular adjustments ensures that our ads remain competitive and yield optimal ROI. So as we go further into the course, I will be giving you more detailed explanation and talking more about tips and tricks and how to really go about the manual bidding strategy effectively. And then the second thing is smart bidding. So, smart bidding is actually automated bidding strategy from Google Ads. This is where Google controls how much you bid on each auction, taking into account your account data, your account history, market trends, the user's search history, and demographics, time of the day or day of the week, and the current market trends. All these are wrapped into smart bidding strategy. So we'll discuss all this furthermore as we move forward with our course. So now the question is it going to be a manual CPC or smart bidding? While many people are very suspicious about smart bidding, thinking that Google will just waste your money when you use an automated strategy. When used correctly, a smart bidding strategy can be the most effective way to increase the performance of your Google shopping campaign. For shopping campaigns, you can use the smart bidding strategy of target ROAS. See, while it's a common narrative that smart bidding is Google in Google Ads is a budget drainer, let's pivot and explore a different perspective today. So, smart bidding isn't the villain of the piece. In fact, it can be your strongest ally, especially when aiming for a targeted return on ad spend, which is ROAS. Like some folks might have you believing that smart bidding eats up your ad budgets faster than a kid devouring a candy or something. But let's clear the air a little bit here. So, when tailored with precision, smart bidding is more of a fine dining experience. Let's talk numbers and performance. Google's machine learning algorithms are engineered to analyze millions of data points. Believe me or not, but predicting the performance of each ads and allocating your budget to ensure a optimal ROI, it's like having a supercomputer meticulously analyzing every single move, ensuring each penny spent in a penny that propels your ROS. ROS. So, in the next slide, let's talk about how uh, what is ROS. Let's talk about what is ROS, and then from there we will go in much deeper. So what is ROAS? Return on ad spend. How target ROAS works. To put it simply, target ROAS is when Google automatically sets your bids and targets traffic that is most likely to achieve the target ROAS that you have set. So if your target ROAS is 500%, for instance, Google will target traffic that is most likely to give you a return of $5 in revenue for every $1 on ad spend. Now, let's discuss about what we need to be careful about when we're talking about ROAS. So, setting up a target ROAS goal too early or too high can negatively impact the performance of our campaigns. So, getting your target ROAS right is the point. So, target ROAS too high lowers the total revenue because it limits your clicks and impression, of course. But then optimal ROAS increases revenue by targeting the best performing traffic. And then the target ROAS, if it is set to be too low, that's again an issue because it lowers total revenue through targeting lower quality traffic. So let me just write it down. This is how probably the graph might look like, but just let me put some text for you here. So target ROAS too high. That's a little bit too big, so let me just go here. Okay, so target ROAS too high. What happens then? Then lowers it lowers the total revenue because it limits your clicks and what? And impression, right? And now let me just make it. There we go. All right. So this is the case where the target ROAS is too high. If it is too high, let me put in the same color so we understand how this graph is doing. Okay, and then let's talk about optimal ROAS. What happens then? So optimal ROAS, in this case, what happens? It increases revenue by targeting the best performing traffic. This is the case if this is the case for optimal ROAS. This is what we're supposed to aim for. Yep. And then let's talk about target ROAS. What if it is too low, right? So in case the target ROAS too low, then it lowers total revenue through targeting what? Targeting lower quality traffic. There we have it. So let me just increase the size of this a little bit. No, let me just reduce it. Go to 20. And then this we can make it probably too low. Yeah. So this is the case scenario here, guys. So target ROAS too high. You see that what it can do to your campaign. Optimal ROAS, and then if it is too low. So these are some case scenarios. Now let's look at the next slide, the product segmentation. So now how do we go about the target ROAS? So I want to introduce you to a term here, which is product segmentation. Now, product segmentation is going to help you with the target ROAS. Product segmentation is when you separate your products based upon factors, which includes the CPC of the search terms related to the product, the cost, the profit of products, and the search volume for the products. This is how we segment the products. Now, not all of your products will convert with Google Shopping ads. In some cases, only 30 to 40% of your products will be successful with Google Shopping. Product segmentation allows you to focus your ad spend on higher performing products only. So, let me come again. People have a wrong expectation of Google Ads, but just want to make sure that you have a crystal clear transparency here. So, based on my experience, I've seen only 30 to 40% of the products, those are successful. Of talking about Google Shopping ads. And product segmentation always allows you to focus on your ad spend only on the higher performing products. So we gotta make sure that product segmentation is on point. And now let's jump over to the second factor affecting the rank of our shopping ad, and that is relevance. Remember that with Google Shopping, you do not select keywords to target for auctions. It is not like the Google search ads, just like how we discussed earlier. Instead, Google determines which shopping ads to show based on the product relevance to the user's search term or inquiry. Now, Google mainly uses your product title and product descriptions, but will also use your product category, product modifiers like size, like materials, etc., and will also use your product image metadata. So these are the things that Google usually use when it comes to product relevance. So now, after that, relevance, we will talk more deeper into a formula that I usually use. Okay, so now the next question is, how do we increase our ad rank through relevance? So, how? Simple. We can increase our ad rank through relevance by focusing on your product title. You can greatly increase your product relevance and ultimately the number of times your ad is shown. So, when you are creating your product titles, always use a clear formula. This is the formula I use. So, what is this all about? So, the first one would be product name. Product name, then comes brand name, followed by keyword targets. Keyword targets. Let me center these. And then the last one, would you guess? Product modifiers. So this is the formula I usually use for relevance. And if your product name is already has a keyword focus, then you can use this. The second one, that is, you can have a product name then you will have a brand name, and then the third one, you will have product modifiers. See, if your product name already has a keyword focus, so in that case, you're going to go with the second one. But if the first one is the basic one, so you'll have a product name, brand name, keyword targets, and product modifiers. The two golden rules for creating product titles that I have for you are: number one, always use the 150 available characters as much as possible. Number two being use the same language that your customers use to find your product. Use the tools like SEMrush and Ahref. I prefer Ahref over SEMrush when I do keyword research. So if you know your customer and what they're typing in the Google search, use that precisely. Make sure that your language is aligned with your customer's language. So these are the two golden rules for creating any kind of product titles. Now, the third factor affecting the rank of our shopping ads is our product marketplace. But see, out of all three of the factors, this is the one that you have the least control over, as it takes into account factors like brand awareness, historical campaigns, and product performance. So, as you can already see, why you have the least control over marketplace. But the pricing of your products has the highest direct effect on the positions of your products in relation to relevance. Now, I've also seen that the data from a website called crealytics.com shows that a 5% increase in price can lead to about 60% decrease in impressions. So the price can have the effect onto your products. Although Google will determine the searches that trigger your ads, you are still able to target your shopping campaigns by audiences, devices, and locations. So with audiences, you can either set this to observation or targeted, two different kind of modes. And then devices, this kind of allows you to focus more or less traffic for mobile, computer, or tablet. And then location is easy by country, state, city, or postcode. You can exclude this location. So with this, we are closing our module one of Google Shopping Ads, how Google Shopping Ads works. So I trust that the insights and strategies shared here in this module have not just added to your knowledge, but have also empowered you with practical tools to navigate the Google Ads space with confidence. This module one was the basic start to get your feet wet, to understand how the things work, the concepts. So the module two is going to be the next one. So in module two, we are going to take a deep into a fascinating world of performance max campaigns. So tune on for it. Thank you.